Oh, hello, JD here from PE. Alright, this is version 3 of the blog, the vlog. Alright, I filmed one last night in the car, coming home on my phone, 11 minutes, tried to load, it wouldn't load. And then I've just filmed another one, and for some reason, the camera didn't work. So, I went to transfer it over to the computer and it wouldn't load. So here we go, version 3.0. Alright, so I want to cover a lot, but we'll probably keep this one bit brief. So first off, the photo. Oh, you keep looking. I've written a lot of this stuff down. There's a good lot of things I want to be able to share. Firstly, the photo I posted last night, an overwhelming response in regards to the likes and the comments. So thank you very much. What that did last night, and by posting that photo. I'm going to talk about the comp itself and over the weekend, pretty much the stuff leading into it. I'm going to talk a bit about that bigger picture and then what's next. So obviously, yesterday was, I achieved the goal yesterday and I'm very, very happy with that. Excuse me. So I'm going to talk about the short-term goal more than anything. So I set a short-term goal and it's all part of the process because I wanted to be able to compete in the Arnold's in 3 weeks. What a crazy thing to compete in. Both to compete in the IFBB and then also to do the Arnold's on that stage. It was something I thought was going to be a bit outlandish, especially doing an open division, so the classic after turning 40 as well and mixing it with the young guys and being completely behind the 8 ball. So I thought, why not? Like, sometimes you've got to choose goals that absolutely scare the shit out of you to make them worthwhile, and that's essentially what it's doing. So yesterday I had a few objectives. So number one was actually to see my prep through and to finish it. During the prep, there's been a lot of instances where I could have pulled out. There's just been so much going on behind the scenes in regards to family and business and all that sort of stuff. These things that kind of, they take your time, but I became very relentless and I just wanted to see this through. And I wanted to qualify, so qualifying was basically competing, and I'm 95% there, I reckon, for being my absolute best. So it gives me now next few weeks to tidy all that up on, and I know exactly what I need to work on. So pretty much everything. Pretty much everything, but I just had to get through last weekend, so it's cool. So I did that, then also to competing in the IFBB, so that was a bit of a goal. So that was probably, that was the immediate goal, to get through that. I did like yesterday, I did like being introduced at being 23, though I'm 40, so... Look, yesterday I had no real expectations. It was a whole new division. I wanted to see where I'd measure up in regards to my height versus the weight category as well. So where the classic comes in, it's my height minus 100 plus 6. That's my ceiling. So what that meant, I was 186.5. I'm shrinking. I thought I was 187. So it meant I could basically come in at 92. And the biggest stress I've always had was coming in underweight. I had to make sure I hit that category, and I was 90.9. With my physique, I tend to look alright at about 93. And when I start getting lower than that, I lose a lot of the fullness and kind of wither away. So I know I've got about 1.5 kilos, 2 kilos to lose still. I reckon I can get that down in terms of body fat. But what it's going to give me is the opportunity to go for a much longer carb up. I was very undercarbed and flat yesterday, but as I said, I had to hit a weight class. So over the next 2 weeks, I'll be pushing it, trying to get even lower. I want to get sub 90. If I can hit around 89, I'm going to be drawn out. There'll be nothing on me, but it's going to give me about a week, probably that last week, and I'll go back to what I did 2009, still probably my best ever year in terms of everything coming together, and I want to beat that. That's my goal. My goal isn't to necessarily win against the competition. I'd love to. I train to be number 1. I don't think anyone ever should train to be 2 or below. I don't train just to compete, and I don't train for the experience. I train to be number 1, but at the end of the day, the only thing I can control is me, and I can only control my past me. So trying to be my best, and if I can come in, if I can be my best and come last, I'm still happy, I'm still content. I would much rather do that than come in and be less than my best. Just happens to be that the field were behind me and I win. I'd much rather lose and be at my best and win and have a lower quality field. So there you go, that's just me. So that'll be the things that I'm going to be focused on for next week. Now, in that photo, I mentioned what this 15-year thing was and what it's basically been building towards. Now, it also ties into a little bit of business history of PE, and really where PE started from. I started writing, doing website stuff and online training, and back in the day, like 2004, I was writing for bodybuilding.com and things like that, working with a lot of novice athletes and taking them from novice to the stage. That's something I truly enjoy. Getting someone who has always had that goal of competing and wanting to getting up there and being able to experience it and to being quite successful at it. So that's always something I've been very, very passionate about. That's where it was. And then when we moved down here to Albury in 2007, we started working with a lot more mainstream people. That's just because what PT does in a location. But yeah, like over this last weekend, it's really reignited that thirst. And I can honestly say that at 40, I'm better than I ever looked when I was in my 20s. So it's a pretty cool thing. So I'm going to start to explore that a lot more too. And again, some of our online stuff. But anyway, getting back to this 15-year thing. When I first started competing, and the very first time I competed was just to experience it and to get a cool photo. I wanted to see how I measured up. And I did all that, and at the time there was a few federations, and I thought, wouldn't it be cool, especially when I started doing online coaching as well, wouldn't it be cool if I competed with everyone? So then I had a first-hand experience of what it actually was. Now you get the whole thing, athletes can't be coaches and this and that, and look, I've been successful in both. And I think when you actually have a real intricate knowledge, so you know what it's like to walk on the stage and do all that, but then again you also understand the different elements of different federations as well. So in 2001 when my comp stuff started, so that was the IBA, and then I also did the IFBB, which was the WMBF affiliate back in 2001. 2002 IMBA, 2003 Muscle Mania, 2004 was the Muscle Mania as well as the AMB. 2005 I didn't do anything. 2006 IMBA, 2007 I was off. 2008, 9 and 10 was IMBA. 2011 I had a break. 2012 was the WFF, which works with NABA. 2013 Muscle Mania. 2014 nothings. I saved up for an early show locally, an IMBA show in 2015. And 2016 IFBB. So I can now say that I have actually achieved that long-term goal, and I've put myself out there and I've competed with every federation in Australia. And I think that's something I'm very, very proud of, and won in 4 of those different federations. So I've won in the INBA, Muscle Mania, WFF, and then the AMBB, that first in 2001. So I'm pretty happy with that. Pretty happy. And now obviously the next step is to go one further in 3 weeks time, and then to do the Arnolds and to come in my absolute best, and then toying with the idea of hanging out for another 3 weeks and doing the show again locally here, the IMBA, and doing the over 40. So we'll see what happens. And again, a lot of the stuff and how I can actually do this is, yeah, the whole comp side to me is just an extension of a good lifestyle, because some of the things that people don't realise is, even in the last week things were crazy. You know, I was doing business seminars on Tuesday, I'm trying to run a business and I run a household, doing all that. At 40 now, married with kids and businesses, I can't afford to be what I was like when I was 25 and let this control every facet of my life. So, I'm looking at the camera. Hopefully it's capturing. I don't know. I'll keep going. Yeah, and what that really comes down to is an extension of how I live, and that's coming down to the MP stuff. So what it is following good systems and structure and processes, and enables me to do everything that I want to do. So I get freedom and luxury, so it's pretty cool. Now to wrap this up, I don't want to kind of waffle on too long now on version 3, but you know, special thanks to my wife, Cass. She's the most important person because she lets me do all the crazy shit, everything from tanning my bum back in the day to handling my meltdowns to over the last weekend, you know, working and stuff and looking after the girls so I can kind of scoot off and do all that. So she's my rock. All my clients and that, who they don't necessarily share what I do, but what I do inspires them to chase their own goals, and that's the most important thing. I can never motivate clients, I can't select goals, can't do any of that sort of stuff. That all comes personally from within. But what I can do is hopefully inspire you to achieve your own goals, and that's the most important thing. So on that note, it's going to be head down, bum up for the next couple of weeks, try to get even leaner, and then fill up, and then hopefully, no, I won't hope, will be at my best for March. So again, version 3 signing out. Hopefully I'm not doing version 4. If I do version 4, you're going to see version 4. Alright, I'm going to check you next time. Thanks for watching.